Good day everyone, you are welcome to another economics lesson. Today we are going to be talking about a very important topic, and that topic is agriculture. Agriculture or agric is a familiar term. In your homes or in your neighborhood, you will notice people go out with cutlasses, hoes and other farm implements that they are going to farm. Or you will notice some people keep animals such as goats, chickens, sheep. All these people are involved in agriculture. It means agriculture involves both the production of crops and rearing of animals. Now let us start by defining what agriculture is. Agriculture is the production of crops and rearing of animals for man's use. Like I said earlier, those who are involved in crop production and the rearing of animals are all involved in agriculture. Now let's look at the components of agriculture. What are those things that make up agriculture? The first one is crop production. Crop production is concerned mainly with the cultivation of crops. And there are two types of crops that are usually cultivated. The first one is food crops. Food crops are crops mainly for consumption. Crops such as potatoes, beans, rice, etc. The next one is cash crop. These are crops that are produced mainly for sale, to be sold. Crops like cocoa, groundnut, cotton, they are mainly produced for export or for sale. Now let's look at the second component of agriculture, which is livestock farming. Livestock farming. Livestock farming involves the rearing of animals for consumption or for sale. So those who keep animals like chickens, goats and the rest are into livestock farming. Now the next one is forestry. Forestry. This is another component of agriculture. Forestry is the act of planting, tending and managing of forest, including the utilization of their products. So forestry involves the planting of trees, you care for the trees, and you manage the trees and the utilization of the products of this forest. The next one is fish farming. Fish farming. Now, fish farming is the act of rearing selected species of fish under a scientifically controlled conditions in an enclosed bodies of water such as ponds, streams, rivers. So those who are involved in this, who select some category of fish and under a particular controlled condition and in a body of water, are said to be into fish farming. Now let's look at the systems of agriculture. Systems of agriculture. The first one is the peasant farming. Peasant farming, which is also called subsistence farming. The word subsistence means it is farming to meet the need of the farmer. Now this farming is concerned with the production of food for the farmer and his family. When a farmer produces food for himself and his family, this kind of farming is peasant farming. Now let's look at the features or characteristics of peasant farming. The first one is small area of land is required. Of course, since the farming is done for the farmer and his family, small area of land is required for this kind of farming. The labor required for this family is from the family because it's not done on a large scale. The yield, that's what we get from the farm, is always low since a small area of land is cultivated. Crude implements are used. Crude implements like cutlasses, hoes, rakes are used in this type of farming. There is little or none for sale because the farming is mainly for family consumption. It requires small capital to do this kind of farming. So small amount of money is involved in this type of farming. The next type of farming is commercial farming. Commercial, as the name implies, is a type of farming that involves the production of crops for sale, mainly for sale. That is why it is called commercial farming. Now let's look at the features of commercial farming. The first one is production is of course for sale. That is why it is commercial farming. Modern farm equipment are used because large area of land is cultivated. So they use equipment like tractors, plows, and the rest. Large area of land is cultivated because the farmer is not only farming for himself, but the main reason for farming is to sell the farm produce. The yield is always very high, and this is because large area of land is cultivated and modern equipment are used. The next type of farming is plantation farming. Plantation farming. This is concerned with the growing of only one type of crop in a large area of land. One thing to note here is only one type of crop is grown on this land. You will see on a very large area of land, only one type of crop, say rice, plantain, oranges, are found on that large area of land. So the farmer concentrates in the production of only one type of crop on that large area of land. Let's look at the features of plantation agriculture. The first one is it requires large area of land, of course. The second one is it requires huge capital investment. It means a very big amount of money is needed in this type of farming. Only one type of crop is cultivated, like I said earlier. It requires the use of machines like tractors, planters, ridgers. They are required in this type of agriculture because large area of land is being cultivated. Yield is usually high. Output mainly for sale. The output for this, from this type of farming is usually for sale. Now the next one is mechanized farming. Mechanized farming. Mechanized farming is concerned with the extensive use of farm machines. The word extensive is very important here. Almost everything about this type of farming involves the extensive use of farm machines. Farm machines like sprayers, tractors, ridgers, and the rest. They are used in this type of farming. Features of mechanized farming. The first one is it requires large area of land. That is why machines are needed. It requires complex farm machines, like I said earlier. Machines like tractors, sprayers, and the rest. Huge capital is needed in this type of farming. To acquire large area of land and farm machines, one requires big amount of money in this type of farming. So this kind of investment or this kind of farming requires huge capital investment. It requires special skills and technical education. Because of the nature of this type of farming, special skills are required, especially in the area of agriculture and in the area of engineering, so that this type of farming that involves the extensive use of farm machines can be done properly. Production is mainly for sale. Yes, because the output is always very large that the farmer cannot himself consume. The farm produce are usually for sale. Now the next one is cooperative farming. Cooperative farming. Here, farmers come together to form a union in order to farm together or to get incentives from the government. So different farmers come together, pool their resources and farm together as cooperative farmers. Or they come together to form a union in order to get incentives such as loans, fertilizers, farm inputs from the government. Now, features of cooperative farming. The first one is it is a union of farmers. Like I said earlier, many farmers come together. They form a union in order to farm. The second one is they may produce one type of crop or livestock. So they may be involved in only one type of crop production or livestock farming. They enjoy certain incentive from the government, like I said earlier. They can benefit from the government through the provision of farm inputs or loans. Output is usually very high since it involves many farmers coming together to form cooperative. So they pool their resources together, and what one man would have produced, which would have been very small, will be produced by many, and the output is always high. Now let's look at the farm settlement scheme, which is another type of farming system. This involves the government acquiring the farm site. The government will acquire a farm site, prepare the site, and share the land into appropriate sizes for the settlers. The government usually provides the farm house together with necessary infrastructural facilities for the settlers. Apart from general supervision by the government extension workers, each settler is left to manage his own farm. So, the government acquires land, clears the land, and shares the lands and allocate the land to settlers. To encourage the settlers to settle there and farm, the government provides houses, infrastructural facilities, and also supervise them using their extension workers. Apart from the supervision done by extension workers, each settler is left to manage his own farm. Importance of agriculture. Importance of agriculture. The first one is agriculture provides food for mankind. The food we eat, the yam we eat, the beans we eat, the rice we eat are all from agriculture. Agriculture provides employment. Many people that have finished school or are graduates and cannot find jobs to do in offices or elsewhere can engage themselves in agriculture, and agriculture has provided 60 to 70% of Nigerians with employment. So many people are being employed in this agricultural sector. Sources of foreign exchange. the produce from agriculture are sold to other countries, and this attracts foreign exchange, foreign currencies into the country. Agriculture generates income to people. People farm, they sell their farm produce and get money. So, from agriculture, people generate income. Agriculture provides raw materials for shelter. Yes, what we use to build our houses are mostly from the farms. The wood we use to do our roofs are from the farm. And so agriculture plays a very important role in providing raw materials for shelter. Agriculture is used for tourism. For example, the Yankari Game Reserve. People travel from far and near to go and see this reserve, these animals, which is a source of fund for the government. So, agriculture provides tourism for tourists. Agriculture provides market for industrial goods. It provides market for industrial goods. Industrial goods like fertilizers. Fertilizers are produced in industry and are used by farmers. Pesticides are produced in industries and are used by farmers, and other products. So, agriculture provides market for industries to sell their products. Agriculture also provides raw materials for industries. The raw materials used by many industries are from the farm. For example, the textile industry in Kano uses cotton, and cotton is from agriculture. NASCO company in Jos uses maize to produce cornflakes, and maize is from agriculture. So agriculture produces raw materials for industries. Agriculture also serves as a source of labor for industry. It supplies both unskilled and skilled labor to industries. So industries get labor from agriculture. Agriculture is also a source of government revenue. The government raises money from agriculture through tax. Those involved in farming also pay tax, and the government gets money from that. That is the end of the lesson. Now I have an assignment for you. The assignment is explain the contribution of agriculture to industrial development. And I want you to submit your assignment using this number you see on the screen, which is my WhatsApp number. As you do this assignment, remain blessed. Till we meet in our next lesson. Thank you.